There are a few things more disturbing and shocking than infants being deliberately harmed, but what happens when the child's own parents become suspects? Katie Hewson has been looking into this and found that even though police closed their investigation and new evidence came to light, one Hudson family is still fighting to tell what they believe is the real truth.
You know, the mornings are, I'm making 3 different breakfasts, right? I got a bottle going for him. I got my 2-year-old, my 8-year-old, and, they have different needs. So it's, it's beautiful chaos.
Chad Sturtzbaugh and Valerie Lindsay say their world turned upside down earlier this year when they took their baby Lux to the emergency room.
Excuse me.
I think the worst thing, besides, going to the ER wondering if something is wrong with my child, was having a complete stranger come into your house and tell you that they're filing for emergency custody over your children. I mean, we dropped to our knees.
In February, they took 8-week-old Lux to the ER for a lump on his head that Valerie, a nurse practitioner, says wasn't typical.
It was on the side of his head, but it moved around.
She was told a CT scan of Lux's head showed he had bilateral skull fractures with scalp hematomas. She shared his medical records with me, as well as these images of Lux in the hospital that night. You can see the swelling, but Valerie says he had no other visible signs of injury.
Then it's just like everyone's blinders went on and everyone treated us like we harmed our child when we knew in our hearts that that wasn't the case. Why aren't we looking at other things, other differentials?
Within hours, they became suspects. Children's Services launched an investigation. So did police. As a result, Valerie and Chad were no longer able to be alone with their children. Her parents moved in to supervise. Then, Valerie launched her own investigation. An eye exam ruled out injuries associated with head trauma. She says the swelling on his head resolved within 24 hours. And she got a second opinion from a pediatric neurosurgery specialist.
And right away said, this is not a skull fracture. These are not skull fractures. These are called accessory sutures. This is something that your child was born with and just so happened to have a spontaneous fluid collection around those sutures. And said that this happens around 8 weeks for children around 8 weeks old, and he was 8 weeks to the day when we took him in.
While the neurosurgeon writing the review said this can sometimes be difficult to distinguish, they state, quote, "It would be very unusual to have bilateral traumatic skull fractures without a considerable amount of force that would be quite evident on the exam." They went on to say it was likely a coincidental but incidental finding in the setting of being worked up for the spontaneous scalp fluid collection that is unrelated.
We thought, okay, great, let's take this back to the care team or child abuse team and let's update them. We understand child abuse is devastating and someone does need to protect children that are in need. But nothing changed.
It's been a roller coaster.
Hudson police closed their investigation, saying in the report they found no evidence of child abuse, even concluding that Luxes are concerned parents. So how often does this happen?
It's a great question. Unfortunately, it's impossible to answer.
The data is not made publicly available under Ohio law, and I found it's not specifically tracked statewide. Andrew Zashin has more than 30 years' experience in family law, teaches it as well, and has no connection to this case. He says on balance, it's probably not very common, but families can get hurt in the process.
When they're confronted with situations that are simply so baffling, so frightening, they don't know where to turn.
Mandated reporters must report suspected abuse or face legal consequences. And once CPS is notified, an investigation must happen.
Sometimes the system works, and we hope that it works quite well for the majority of the people. But people do get left behind and hurt by the bureaucracy.
The numbers nationwide on child abuse and neglect are alarming. In 2022, 3 million referrals, 555,000 confirmed victims, and nearly 2,000 deaths. While doctors have been working for years to help identify the possible signs of child maltreatment, the American Board of Pediatrics officially recognized the subspecialty of child abuse pediatricians in 2009 to assist in this public health problem. To date, there are about 400 nationwide, 17 in Ohio. I wanted to learn more, so I reached out to the American Academy of Pediatrics, who helped connect me with Dr. Natalie Kassoon in Texas.
As a child abuse pediatrician, my job is to do medical evaluations when anyone has a concern for child maltreatment.
She's based in San Antonio and also serves on the Academy's Council on Child Abuse and Neglect.
Our job is important because not every physician, not every pediatrician is able to make an assessment with regards to abuse or neglect.
Child abuse pediatricians complete 3 years of additional training. They're part of a multidisciplinary team and provide a diagnosis, not a decision on removal of a child.
Our role is to make sure that the folks who can do that understand the medical information.
Do you get to see how these cases end?
Sometimes we do and sometimes we don't.
The Academy says often child abuse pediatricians rule out child abuse.
I think as a child abuse pediatrician, I want people to know that we care about families. We care about children. We understand the ramifications of our diagnoses, and we do not take that lightly.
Dr. Kassoon says 48%, almost half of the 3,000 cases her team reviews a year, are deemed no concern for abuse or neglect. 48% concern, the remaining undetermined.
I just don't want parents to feel ashamed.
Valerie and Chad say they wanted to share their story, not to make parents hesitant to seek important emergency medical care for their children, rather to help parents who may be in similar situations.
You know, I realize that they're just trying to protect children. It's just the heavy-handed policies and the bureaucracy of it all really hindered us in this situation, and I'm sure it hinders a lot of families out there that are going through a similar thing. So, you know, again, I think the goal here would be to bring that to their attention, hopefully get their policies to change.
CPS ended the supervision for Chad and Valerie, but the couple plans to keep fighting. They want the initial diagnosis, which they believe to be a misdiagnosis, overturned and removed from their child's record.
I'm just thankful that our boys are healthy and my family's still intact, because this could have ended a lot differently.
I'm going to be haunted by this forever. Like, this is something that crushed me as a mom.
And one more update, a hospital review that Valerie requested found an overwhelming consensus by the chair of radiology and involved stakeholders that there was no bilateral skull fracture, and this was a bilateral congenital suture, and that the radiologist would amend their original report.
I cannot imagine. So let's get back to the family. What does Child Protective Services have to say now?
Yeah, Rob, I did. I reached out to Summit County Children's Services. They wouldn't comment or confirm an investigation, but they told me they consider all evidence available, including second opinions. And if a client disagrees with the final decision in a case, there is an appeals process. And I should point out that is exactly what this family is going through right now. But again, Rob, they don't question the role of CPS in investigating. Rather, they say their reluctance to clear them once police and a second, and they say that third review, have done so.
I cannot imagine a family going through this. Holy cow, and it happens. It happens a lot. Lux, by the way, getting to be a big boy too, huh?
He is absolutely adorable.
Oh, it's good to see him happy and healthy. Thanks for that. That's a heck of a lot of work. Thank you.